is Lauren, and I'm on the DevRel team at Vonage, and you're watching my series, Lauren Learns Things on Vonage Devs. This series is one where I learn things from my colleagues and friends and share that experience with you all live on Twitch. And this week, my guest is a developer educator at Vonage and comes from a PHP background, but is not restricted to just one language. He's an avid gamer and a Raspberry Pi enthusiast, has just recently published some tutorials using those, and is often found bouldering at indoor climbing venues, although probably not these days, but his name is Greg Holmes. Greg, welcome to the show.
Hi Lauren, hello everyone.
Hi, and what are we building today, Greg?
So today we're going to build a befriending service, so a service that allows a mingling service, a service that allows people to sign up and just basically all they need to do is sign up their phone number and their name and their location. There's a few things there, and then once they've done that, every day they would receive a phone call from an automated phone call, as would someone else that has been connected to them geographically, and they would be connected as part of a random phone call where they would then be able to converse with each other for a short period of time, or however long they wish. So it could be 10 minutes, it could be an hour, depends on how they get on. Right. So it's basically a service that allows them to make friends while we're in a period at the moment of isolation when no one gets to talk to each other.
Yes. And so it's a befriending service, we were calling it, but our social media experts at Vonage have rebranded it to a Mingling app. Is that right? Okay, cool. It looks like our chat is super large today. Do y'all notice that? I have noticed, yeah. I don't know, just in the particular view, maybe if we pop over to a different view, it looks a little better. Okay, it's not super bad there, but I want to at least acknowledge the chat and say hi everyone. Yes, call roulette. That is a well put, Aaron. Absolutely. And then Fada Wolf, welcome. I'm super excited to have you. A mingle app. It's a mingle. It's not a dating service. We are not claiming that. Because originally, the target audience Greg wrote for was for his nan or his grandmother. And so I don't know, Greg, if you're in the business of setting up your grandmother on dates.
No.
Okay.
No, I don't think I'd want, she's a little French lady and she's very much speaks her mind. She's this is probably where I get it from. I say things and where I don't actually think, I haven't thought about it before.
I like it.
She does it. So the last thing I spoke to her on FaceTime the other day. Yeah. The other day, 2 days ago. And the first thing she said was, "Oh," even though I spoke to her the day before that and the day before that, she turned around and said, "Oh, Greg, you've got fat." And I'm like, "I've not got fat." So,
excuse me. And in fact, you've picked up running recently. So no. Yeah, come on. That's hilarious. That's really funny. But she is, as you said, she's the target. You know, you wrote this app for her, which is super cool. Has she used it? Does she like it?
I did show her, but I haven't got many. I'm still in the process of finishing off. I'm writing it as a tutorial at the moment, but I'm looking to finish it off as a product so that I could even just introduce it to the village that I'm in at the moment and see if people want to try it.
Nice. I think that'll be really cool. I'm really excited for it to watch it scale from like tutorial, an idea, tutorial, and then a product that is being used in your community. And then, sorry, just hit my, I have a really cool new setup for my mic, but it's like, hope I don't touch it too much, sorry. Grace is watching you right now, so just FYI, that was in the chat. Hi, Grace. So fun. Oh my goodness. Okay, great. So that is, this is also exciting, and you also have a big fan. Greg, you're someone's favorite coder, Rockapay 939. So that's pretty cool. Awesome. All right, so let's see. Where do we get? Dang! I keep touching the mic thing. Where do we get started? How to begin? What would you like me to do?
So to begin with, we'd want to. I've already set up a repository that has a basic Docker configuration and has parts of Symfony config a fresh install of Symfony there. So if we were to
Okay.
go,
So I have that GitHub repo that you sent me up on my screen.
yep,
And the bit at the beginning it says clone this repo. Is
yep,
that what you'd like me to do?
yep.
Okay, cool. And y'all, this is not public just yet. That repo, he's going to be publishing it as a tutorial. When is that? When are you getting it out?
I think it's the 6th of June.
6th of June. Okay, cool.
So it will be after we
Awesome.
have the second tutorial, yeah, the second stream.
Yeah, so y'all, he is going to be joining me next week because what we're doing today is the first half of it using the verify API, and then next week we'll use the voice API. But yeah, so we'll as a series, and then we'll have it all linked in the record. If you're watching this in the future, hello from the future. I hope you're doing well. And then click here to find the tutorial as well, and hopefully, all things will sync together. It's late, Greg. She got excited because he was on his phone. Oh my gosh, this is so exciting. Grace. Okay, and so let's see what now I've cloned it. What else would you like me to do?
You've changed directory to it. So
Yeah,
the first part would be to set up Docker. So we've already got the config there, but you're going to want to run Docker.
Okay.
Based on the configurations, get the containers set up. So if you were to change directory into Docker, so as you can see with the project, so if you were to go into the Docker directory and run docker compose up-d, this basically downloads all the containers and gets there's 4 Docker containers that we're going to be using. There's Nginx, which is the web container, the web service. We're going to run PHP, MySQL, and later on we're going to need ngrok, so it will already come with ngrok's output.
Okay, so would you like me to run that right now?
Yes, please.
Okay, and I've only played with Docker one other time when Zach joined me on the call or on the stream. What we're doing right now is we're doing 4, you said? So all of these, because this file, it's not filling in. Is that what's happening?
Which file is that, sorry?
Oh, sorry. We're on live share, right? You can see which one I'm looking at.
Oh, yeah, sorry, yeah.
Should I install the Docker extension? I'm going to. Yeah.
Yeah, it could be useful. So, yeah. So I find it easier to write a tutorial. So we're not so people, when they're looking at it, they're not focusing on the Docker setup. It can be quite a messy. It can get quite messy trying to set up Docker, and you could get quite distracted and then forget that actually you're there for another purpose, which is to set up to write the code for this tutorial. So with any PHP tutorials that I'm going to make, I'd much rather release them with Docker so that people can not have to mess around with the part that they're not interested in.
Okay, so we're not interested in highlighting the Docker pieces right now. We just need.
We can talk about them if you want, but yeah, exactly that.
I see.
It's also to make sure that the versions that we use aren't. I'd happily test these with various different versions, but at this time I've been using latest versions with things. So yeah.
No, that's fair, and I think that's good for me to. And then anyone in the audience, if you have questions, please add them. But I think I think it's fair in a tutorial to be like, okay, Lauren, let's not try and cover all of these topics right now, but to dig into the ones we are going to go into, you need this. So go set this up. And then we can have another stream where we do all Docker focused concepts, I suppose.
So
Greg,
while
when
this
are you
is
going to learn
happening,
JavaScript and ditch PHP, Luke says.
Well, actually, my last tutorial that I published was JavaScript. Thank you very much.
So excuse you, heckler.
Yeah. He's just jealous because I'm better at PHP than he is.
You know, Luke, I just, some healthy banter is welcome, but just like tread lightly, sir. Okay, so we are still in the process of we're still working our way through this.
So while this is happening, I mean, we can
keep
go
going.
ahead to the next part and talk about it.
Sure. Talk to me.
So basically, the next part of the tutorial basically describes what we're going to do, which is install Symfony. And if you actually look in the project directory, you can see there's already this is just a fresh Symfony installation with the directories that you create, the bin which should have console and several other things in there.
Okay.
Config, public, and a few others.
Mm-hmm.
The source directory is usually the directory you're going to find all of the code, such as the controller methods, entities, migration files, and things like that. Templates, as self-explanatory, you're going to find the twig templates that your project is going to expose in the controller methods. Tests, we're not going to write any tests for this at the moment. Translations, we're not writing any translations for this at the moment either. Environment variables, at one point of this tutorial we're going to create an environment.local, an .env.local test file, which is where we're going to store our API keys, secrets, our database config, and stuff like that. And that's just basically it's a file that's not going to be committed to a repository. So if you were to commit the work you're doing, it will ignore that file, and preferably you'd use real environment variables on a server.
Okay.
Composer, is it done?
Can I pause really quickly before we go a bit further? Someone in the chat is hoping to code along. Can I send them the GitHub repo into the chat? You cool with that?
I was just thinking about it. It's on a Nextmo community GitHub repo, so I can link it if you want. Give me 2 seconds.
Oh, that's good. Sorry, I was thinking it was awesome. Yes. So that was Fada Wolf. Yes, we will get you that so that you can join us and code along as well. Okay, so as long as you know the Python is better. Okay, all right, so we're getting opinionated here. Great. We have Benjamin weighing in. Oh, you're okay with just watching. Okay, well, he'll still link it, and then you can check it out later too. But yeah, because they do want people to be able to code along with us while we're like kind of exploring things and whatnot. So I thought the proper way to say was COBOL.
Right, here we go.
Yeah, we are not the best. Oh, Fada. Nice. Thank you. Great. So Greg just put it in the chat. And yeah, you can play with it as you like and help us. Like if you see anything, always let us know before we publish the tutorial. Okay, cool. So we're going to run, back to what you were explaining so well. That's the beauty of streaming, right? It's like, okay, explain something. Oh wait, pause really fast. We need to talk about something else. Yes, we definitely appreciate you teaching us. It's not the finished branch, it's where we're starting off of. Yeah, cool. No, that's perfect. I appreciate you, Greg. You're the bomb. Okay, so back to what we are.
So the project directory. There's only two files that I didn't describe, which is they're the composer.json and composer.lock.
Yep.
So the composer.json file is the file that is the broad file that describes the third-party libraries, for example, that we're going to be using with our Symfony app. And the composer.lock file is the locked versions of those third-party libraries, as well as any dependencies that those libraries will also need.
Nice, awesome, cool. So yeah, there's a lot in this directory, but thank you for walking us through all of it. So let's see. So as this is still running, the Docker
Yep.
compose command.
Shouldn't take too long.
Yeah. What will our next steps be?
So our next steps were basically to ensure that while you're doing this, you're not required to install PHP, for example, and make sure that you've got a newer version.
Yeah.
Or make for compatibility purposes, we're going to run any PHP or Composer commands or Symfony commands as well, which act as cron jobs. We're going to run those through Docker, through our Docker container. Yeah. So,
cool.
So except for there's one reason why you're going to need to have your terminal in, if you're using an IDE. There's only one other reason why you'd need to be in your project directory via your terminal, which is to run Yawn. I probably should have changed that. Yeah, no, to run Yawn. If you're using Vim, then obviously you probably are going to be in that directory anyway. But yeah. So.
Okay, well, it looks like it is almost there. I can't switch my camera right now, but I need you all to see how perfectly my DOG, I don't want to even say her name, is sleeping right now. Like that's her right at my feet. Things are going very well. This is smooth sailing. Although we're only 18 minutes into the stream, so things could change very quickly. Okay, so while that's still going, we then, after we run the Composer and PHP install, afterwards we're going to do our database configs.
Yes, we're going to set up. You could set that up now if you wanted to keep ahead, to keep busy. So basically, in the project directory, you could create the .env.local file and copy and paste the database URL that you see there into that file and save it.
So
to break that file up,
the .env file. Are these real secrets that you have in there?
No. So they are by default. They are given. They are given by yeah.
Cool. Okay, cool. So let me show everyone what I'm doing right now. So I'm grabbing from this. You want me to grab that?
Yep.
Okay. And then pop that into the. Do you want me to override this?
You don't have to override. Sorry, I'm trying to get this to load, but it's decided it doesn't want to load now. The Visual Studio.
Oh, you're not on the live share? I can change that.
I was watching the terminal, but I couldn't see any of the
you
files.
Can't see
but
where I am in the file. Oh, interesting.
I can see that. So yeah. So basically, I've got the string next to me. You don't need to not in the .env file. You create a new file called a .env.local.
.env.
So yeah. So currently you've got, if you can see there, you've got .env, you've got .test, .env.test. Yep. If you create a new file called .env.local.
Oh, okay.
So a new file.
Got it. Yay squirrel. Aaron just says relational databases, how 2009. But we also know that he works at Mongo. So, okay, so I just moved that. I put that in, so I need to take that out. Oh, okay. Look, you're in the live share now. I'm gonna accept you. And
I'm seeing it now.
Yep, you should be in it now. Okay, cool. Yep. So you can see that I'm now in the .env local. Is that right?
No, I can't. I can see it direct. I can see .env, not .env.local.
Maybe it's invisible.
So I'm not sure. So if I can see it .env.local. No, I can't see it. I can see .env.test. You've got open.
Weird. I mean, weird. Whoa, what's happening? Wait. My mouse is being weird. Oh,
I can see you've got .env now.
Sorry, everyone. I don't know. My mouse is being odd. Spooky. I felt like there was a ghost using my. And then I was like, wait, you're on, you can see my, or you can, whatever. I just had a weird moment. Okay, it's fine. Totally fine.
But the strange thing is I've got obviously the
what's
live
your
share
setup
next
look like?
in front of me, and I've got the stream next to me, and the stream has you with 3 tabs open. The live share one only has you having the .m file open.
That's weird. I mean, what if can you see if I like open up source? Like, can you see if I'm in?
I can see you're in project, but you've not got any lower. Like, so it changed. No, I can see you in .gitignore.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I don't know why you can't see my local. That's really odd. Okay, so in .m.local, I have copy and pasted my database URL, and I added that line. And the way that you explain it is that the database name is befriending. The database user is.
So yeah, the
password is password.
Basically, in the database URL, you've got the protocol, the type that you're using, which is MySQL.
Yeah.
I'm sure Jquery would want something else. You've got the user. I've kept it simple for this purpose, but I mean, you shouldn't have the username as user and the database password as password. You should have that something that's more secure. I've used this as if when you're following this tutorial, if you were to change that, I'd advise you to also go and change it in docker/docker-compose.yaml, because that's where it's configured when the database is originally set up.
Right.
This is just for the project to know how to connect to the database.
Okay.
The @MySQL part is the host. It's using MySQL. You would, if you were to have it on another server, you'd have an IP address or a domain. But for this, it's how it connects. It's the name of the MySQL container, so that's how it knows how to connect to it.
Okay.
The port's 3306, and the database is befriending. The rest of it's just version and what.
Okay. So back to that command that you wanted us to run before while it was compiling. Let's do that now.
Yep, sure. Which is
how's
Docker.
Our audio, everyone? Is there anything like needing to change? Because I do have a totally new setup today. I don't know.
And I've got a new microphone as well.
There's lag. There's lag on what? The audio and me. Damn it! So it wasn't just I did a podcast last night and I had crazy lag also. Dang! I'm gonna need a real. I need some help with my setup. I think it's OBS that's slowing me down. It's the same as last night. Dang it. That's super annoying. Well, I'm sorry everyone, and I will try to speak. No, speaking slower wouldn't help. No. But maybe if I learn to throw my voice so that it comes out before I speak. No, that's time travel. Never mind. Cool.
Who's from Fada Wolf? Whose voice is echoey? Is it mine or is it Lauren's?
It is. You could be a bit closer to the mic. It's echoey. I bet me. There's no way to fix it. Well, I didn't want to say it. There's no way to fix it on stream. Yeah. I mean, y'all would here. Look at what I can't show you what I have, but I have. This is now. This is such a weird way to be showing this. I have this mic. Oh yeah, there is a lag. So there's that, like, whatever. Lawrence. Oh, okay. Like, is it better if I talk like this? No, whatever. I can't do that. So I don't know why I'm trying to test that out. Like, I can't do this the whole time. Okay. Focus.
Well, if it was that bad, could you move it a little bit closer so that it's like here, or does it?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know if that would actually matter. I mean, other people have said it's just lag, but it's fine.
Ooh, hello. You're in the
Oh,
space
it's quite a big
now.
thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's massive. All right, let's see how maybe that'll change things. That's not going to fix the lag, by the way. That's just annoying. So I think there's a way to tell OBS to force a buffer and to force OBS to let things catch up and whatnot, but I have to experiment. It's fun to, now that we have captioning, to see what words it thinks my words are. Oh, okay. Awesome. I'm glad that helped things a little bit. The reverb is much better than before. Okay. All right. Phenomenal. We are cooking, everyone. Now that you've been on the show Help Lauren audio test, let's get back to learning things.
Do you know what? With regards, I was looking at the share because I've now logged in and I can probably change some files here, but
yeah,
I can't actually see your .env.local. I think it must be a security a security feature.
I think it is a security feature, and that's actually really cool. That it like specifically allows you to see other ones, but this one, if you look at the stream version of it, notice that it's grayed out. So there's something there.
Yeah. Oh no, the grayed out bit would be if you look in git ignore. .env.local is listed in there, so it's telling you that it won't be committed when you
Oh, okay, never mind then. The grayed out, I thought. Never mind. What do you have in else? Oh, you have these two. Oh, I see you in git ignore. Okay, cool.
And Composer's nearly finished now too.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, this has been an install fest, but that's good. We gotta, executing script, cache clear. Oh, I shouldn't touch anything. I'm just letting it go.
It's basically all it's doing is after it's installed everything, it clears your cache to make sure everything's fine, and it's quite a good way. If you have a problem with a bit of code that you haven't thoroughly tested yet and you clear your cache, usually if it's like a syntax error or something, the cache clear will pick up the problem, so you can just go and fix it without going through the entire process of testing.
Sweet. Aaron says that we should see captioning, try and understand his Irish accent. Yes, I have noticed that this web captioner works well for mine. Just made me laugh. I'm drink. I'm glad that the chat brings you joy, Luke. Okay, so do I need to run anything in the script, or it looks like it's like stalled out, or is it not?
That's strange. No, it should have been finished now.
Right.
It does look like it's stuck on cache clear.
Right.
It's usually a very quick process. Usually, well, you'd see the option to type in another command.
Right. People pay me to speak for a living. What the F are they thinking? It's endearing. So
I don't know. I wonder if I've never seen it hang for this.
On this?
No. You could. I mean. Oh, there you go.
Oh.
It's updated.
Okay, so we just need to let's just let it have a moment.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Cool. All right.
Okay, done.
Okay, cool. So now we still have another Docker command to run, right? Yeah. Build?
No, we don't need to. We only need to. So basically, if you got to this point and you're already running Docker and you wanted to change your database credentials, then you would update them in the two places: the Docker/Docker compose YAML.
Yeah.
And then run build.
Of course. I knew that from last time. Okay, cool. So let's see, what now are we on to?
So we're now on the part of creating, using Doctrine to create using Doctrine and Symfony's make.
Make.
The Symfony has a really great library called Make. So you can use it to make via the CLI. Make the command line interface rather. Make a controller, an entity, a form. There's loads of them. If you typed docker/compose exec PHP and then do everything except for make make entity, and then press enter.
Oh, and just this?
Yep.
Bin console. And I'm in the Docker folder right now. Yeah, that's what you want? Okay.
Yeah. So basically, this will output all of the Symfony commands that you can run. So it will list a once it runs.
Oh,
it will
Aaron
run.
says that VS Code will not let guests view files that are in your git ignore live share.
That's pretty cool.
Really brilliant. Cool. Good shout. Good luck. Okay, so this is what we can. Okay, and we're
so this is all the commands that Symfony can use. So yeah, if you scroll up a little bit, you can see the make, and you can it lets you create via the command line, guard authenticators, the commands, controllers,
cool.
doctrine entity classes, CRUD, sorry, and entity. So we're gonna run the last one, which is make entity. And what we're building here is a user entity which will, once the migrations have run, will map to map to a user table in the database.
Okay. Okay,
so,
that makes sense.
Yeah, so it's basically asking for a name of the entity. So if you did user with a capital U, and then this part can be and press enter. And the next part can be a little bit lengthy. It depends. You'd want to make sure you know what you're typing. So for this, I've listed it in bullet points and then sub bullet points for what the name, type, and field, and whether they can be null. So I'm really sorry, but you're probably going to have to write all these out, or I can do it for you if you want. It's up to you.
You're just fun that you don't have Docker on this old MacBook Air. Dang it. Yes, rewatch and code along later with us, for sure. And then message us on our community Slack, too, if you have any questions while you're going through it as well, because I'm sure it'll be different. And, yeah, there's just always moments that we can catch. You know what I'm realizing, y'all, is that you can't see what I'm typing, because my captioner is there. Should I move that down? I don't know if that's helpful for everybody, but let's just try it. Maybe we'll just have to override. The coupon code will look kind of weird, but that's okay. That way at least you can see it a bit better. Okay. How do you get an invite for the Slack? Ooh, I bet somebody that is watching can help me. There's nothing on the top right screen. You're right. Good shout. Live editing. Let's make it a little bigger. Live screen making.
Oh, you beat me to it.
Uh-oh. A weird notification on my screen. I'm afraid of what that's going to do. Whatever. All right. So let's see. We now need to fill in, as you said, new property name. So I'm going to type in phone number.
Yep. And the next three parts are default. You should see the type it defaults to strings. If you wanted just to press enter for that, you can just press enter.
Another property name, string. Yep.
Town is the next one.
Okay.
And then enter for that. Oh yeah. And then county. And they're all default for that. And then you've got country code, which is string but 2 characters, 2 field length, and cannot be null.
Country code.
Yep.
Okay, and it is a string length field of 2, and it cannot
be null.
Yeah, and then verification request ID. I'm gonna copy and paste that one.
But be careful with that one. For the second field, for the second option for type, it automatically gives you the option for it to be integer. You want it to be a string.
Okay, got it. Caught it. And can it be null? Yes.
and then the next two are verified and Boolean, and next verified and active, and they're both Booleans, and they cannot be null.
Boolean and active. Boolean. No. Okay.
And then just press enter.
Oh. Success.
Yep.
Woohoo! That's exciting.
So it, yeah.
Yes. So
basically, what this has done
yes.
is this has created a new entity class in under source and source entity, and it's created a migration of the source and migrations. No, it hasn't migrations. It's created a repository under source and repositories.
Yeah.
Basically, what we want to do next is generate a migration file which takes the definitions of the entity that we've created here and convert it into an SQL query, which will allow us, or SQL query, which allow us to commit those changes to the database. For this example, it's creating a new table.
Okay.
So yeah, so if you were to
run this.
go ahead and run docker compose exec php in console make migration, and then
and also let me just add to the chat too, if there are any questions that you have while you're watching us do this, of course, like please ask us, and almost treat this as a one-to-one learning opportunity. If the chat is low, then we can always just, if you have any questions along the way, we do not mind pausing with anything if we've skipped through something.
And even if we're not in the stream, if you have any problems with any of the tutorials, for example, then we're there on the community Slack for a reason.
That's
so,
a really
cool.
good point.
Jump.
You do a really good job of being present on the Slack. Okay, so then now in the next one, we are going to run
is to actually run the migration. And so basically, if you were to have a look in source and migrations, you'll see a file that starts with version 2020-05-26. It's basically the date time that it's been created, and within there you have an up, and that up is defines it under the add SQL. That's where it creates the new table for us with all the requirements.
Cool.
Yeah.
I just got asked in the terminal, it says, are you sure you want to execute a database migration that could result in schema changes? Yeah, we do, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Migrating up. Cool. Beautiful.
Now, that's great we've done this. There's a couple of issues. I don't know, I'm wondering what people... no, sorry. There's one I'm being tongue-tied here. There's one problem with using the entity name of user, and that's user is a keyword in MySQL. So I spent a long time trying to figure this out, trying to figure out why my queries wasn't working, and it was because it was running a query, but it was using the keyword, so it didn't know that was the table name.
Oh no.
So part of the next the changes that we're going to make is just to add some backticks around the name user, so that it includes it.
Aaron just asked a question, and are you making? Do I say schema oddly? Is that not how you pronounce it? Do you say it differently?
No.
Do you say, what do you say when you
say
schema? Oh, okay. Oh, are you he's asking what is the schema? I thought maybe you were making fun of me. You can never tell. Okay, so while I do that, will you explain to the audience what a schema is?
Yeah, so the database schema is the structure of the database.
Yeah.
So basically, it's the... Oh, he's making a joke.
Oh, he was.
See, the bad thing is...
Oh, you are making a joke. See, I take everyone at face value, so I was like, cool, let's walk through and discuss what a schema is.
To be fair though, there may be people on there that don't know
For
what a scheme is, so it's
sure.
quite a good little nudge from there. Yeah.
But no, he was just making a MongoDB. Okay, cool. Everybody go use MongoDB after this also. I bet he has a code that he would love to share with us also. Okay, so let's see. So I've added telling it that it's allowed to use user or unique entity as a constraint.
So basically, yeah, we've included that at the top of the class so that when we use it, it knows what that class is. A unique entity is a constraint that when added to an annotation in the entity, makes sure that there aren't duplicates. So if someone were to register 2 accounts with the same phone number, the second person would receive an error to say there's already a person here. It's just a clean way of making sure that it's clean. The stuff is there. So at the top of the user class, you've got those 2 lines that I've added. It's not really giving it as it's not giving us the color there, is it really? I wonder if I've made a mistake there.
Well, this is a comment, I assumed, right? This?
1 second.
Oh, it's the pluses if you don't want them. You just gotta go.
Yeah, so you get rid of the pluses. I'm not sure why on the actual blog itself that you saw, it's the markdown is not showing as highlighted. It was a bit strange.
So what should this look like? This looks wrong.
No, it should look like that. That looks good.
I just deleted the pluses and it's okay?
Yep.
Okay.
However, you do want to get rid of line 13 to 15 because it's just a duplicate.
Right. We don't. Okay. 13 through 15. Okay. So is that better?
Yep.
Okay.
That's good to me.
So, okay. So that is adding the phone number as a unique entity. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay, cool. That makes sense to me. And now we have to then obviously, sorry, I'm working on eliminating that word from my vocabulary. We need to then update the definition of the phone number. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So
where do I do that? Do I find where that is in this bit?
Yeah. Yeah, it's around line 25 or line 23. Yeah.
Wait. Oh, I have.
But higher up.
Higher up. This.
Yep. See,
Okay,
phone number,
line.
private phone number. So the annotation at the top makes it easier just to specify the requirements for that property in the database, or what it's expecting in the database.
And so I'm telling just that it is unique is true.
Yep.
Sick. Awesome. Thank you. That makes sense.
And then the last part really is there must be an annotation for it, but this is a simple. Just it's not simple. This is basically just not basically, but this is creating the construct.
Okay, I'm not sure if anyone's catching on to what Greg and I are doing, but we're trying to eliminate our. As a team, we try to eliminate our oversimplification language so that we never state something and so essentially we're trying to be conscientious so that we don't say things along the lines of, well, obviously you should do this next, or this part's really easy, or this part's really simple. And so he and I work together every day, and so we hear it in each other's languages. So we're we have some, I think, queuing happening between the two of us. Sorry for the other people in the chat. For the context, I used to work with Lauren and Luke, and now at Mongo. Did you not ever overlap with Greg?
No.
Oh, dang.
So Luke was the only person that I know in this sort of field, really.
Oh, you all would get on famously. We are a... DevRel at Vonage is a fun place to be, but he left us, so I'm sure it's fun at Mongo as well. Okay, so we need to add the construct function.
Yeah, so that defines. Just copy and paste that. Just put the public function. So if you scroll down, so if you're in the...
I'm with all these functions. Do I just put one in?
Yeah, so you can put it at the top of the function. So where the public get ID is, you can put it there, above that.
So after active?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, this is a public one though. Function, and then is it 1 underscore?
Looks like
no,
it's 2.
construct. And then we got this. I don't like to copy and paste when we're doing this because it gives us more opportunity to, like, if I have confusion over it.
I think you take in a lot more when you type it than
I do too. I really do.
copy and paste as well, yeah.
Although, of course, like, it's good to include the text in case someone's reading a tutorial to copy and paste it. But yeah, set verified. Okay, that makes sense. Verified false. Cool. Book recommendation for inclusive writing. Thank you, Erin. Yes, we are all about that. Or I am. I will not speak for the we. No, I'll speak for the we. We care a lot about that. Okay. So we've just created a new user entity, right?
Yep. And we've predetermined that when we create a new instance of that object, it's going to make sure that when we try and persist the new user to the database, it checks whether the phone number already exists. So make sure that it is a unique phone number, and it defaults the active and verified fields to false. Right. Otherwise, they would be saved as null. We don't really want null. We want them either true or false.
We don't. Okay, cool. So I feel good about that. That all makes sense to me. I hope it makes sense to you all in the stream. But now we move on to Webpack.
Yep. So Webpack Encore is a library by Symfony that allows you to, or Sensio, that allows you to use front-end frameworks or front-end technologies in the Symfony project. So, for example, we're going to be using Bootstrap, and Bootstrap just to make the page nicer, the registration page, for example. There's one thing that I need to improve on, and that's my front-end development in terms of making things look pretty or nice or usable.
Sure.
So we're using Webpack Encore to allow us to install Bootstrap into our project.
Right.
So there's three commands there's two commands that we're going to use. First one is to use Composer to install the Webpack Encore bundle, and then after that we're going to install
it could not
the front end part via Yawn.
Oh, because I spelled it incorrectly. Yep, that makes sense. Cool. Symphony. Okay. Cool. I don't have Yarn, I don't think, on this machine.
You don't. It shouldn't take. It won't. I don't think it'll take long to install.
I mean. Yeah, I don't think so. We'll see. Let's find out.
So while we're in our PHP stream, we're going to teach you how to install Yarn.
Great. Okay, so let's see. We'll move up beyond the project. Oh, and go into the project directory. Okay. We'll do that, and then we will install all the things. But before that,
I don't think Yarn is a requirement. I think you can use npm.
That's what I was hoping.
It's what Symfony requests you to use by default. But yeah, you could probably use npm.
Should we try it? Should we try using npm and see what happens?
Yeah, I can't see. Yeah.
Ask for forgiveness. Oh, golly. Oh my gosh. My DOG is dreaming. She's doing the little run thing. In her sleep. Ah. It's so cute. Okay. All right. So it's still clearing the cache. Cool. Sweet.
I wonder why it takes so long to clear cache for you.
That's a great question. I don't know either. I would love to know, but I don't know. I don't know why there's the lag on the stream. There's a lot of things about my machine. Some Yarn scripts don't play well when you run them on npm. Yeah, I think that's the fear that we all are feeling right now, but we're not sure. Would you, if you were me, would you just install Yarn?
So I can see on the npm package list. I've looked up Symfony's Webpack Encore.
Yeah, sure.
And it does say that you can install with npm.
Phenomenal.
So give it a go.
Let's go wild. We're still clearing the cache as we see.
Yeah.
So while we're doing that, those of you in the chat, I hope you had I had a long weekend. Greg, you had a long weekend, right?
Yep. Yeah, it's national holiday here, or bank holiday we call it.
A bank holiday, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good point, that if the developer who's writing the tutorial did it in Yarn, you would follow, most likely, yeah. But I guess because we're still in the development of the tutorial itself, we can play it for a moment. Where am I typing? Oh, into the chat, but you do you. Yeah, we'll see, right? We may be regretting these decisions. I like that.
What could go wrong?
Everything. Okay, npm install. Here we go. Here goes nothing.
Let's not hold our breath.
I know. So then we'll add Bootstrap.
Yep, it's just a couple of it's a couple of changes. So we're going to use npm to add Bootstrap, I guess. We're going to add Bootstrap to our SCSS file.
Oh, okay. I could do that right now.
As an import. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this.
Oh, you. I'm not sure.
No,
I think we should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone can relate to this in the chat. I'm peeling off my nail polish in nervousness that this might break everything. I'm not sure if anyone else does that. Feels like we have a male-dominated chat right now, so maybe we won't make that assumption, but I might be alone on this one, but yep. You had a long weekend of continuing to stay in your apartment. I hear that. I am feeling stir crazy. Is anyone else snapping at their loved ones? Because I'm doing that. I'm just like at the I'm just like my patience is, or I don't know what is happening to me. I'm just...
Maybe he's just up to his annoying game.
I don't think that's it. I think it's me. I trimmed my nails this morning. Okay, great. This is what I've done to my fingernail. Not that interesting.
I think it's also it's getting warmer, isn't it? I mean, in England, it's
yes.
The weather's lovely, but it's really muggy, and it's just making everyone irritable.
Yeah, irritable. I'm just like, that is my. Noreen, I knew you'd get me in that moment. I just I had that feeling. Thank you. My loved one would be me, so yes, I've snapped at me. Oh, no, okay, that's so funny.
And he's they're in their apartment, so potentially their neighbours can just hear them snapping at themselves.
Snapping, screaming. That's so funny. Gosh, yeah, that is. It's just and it's an ebb and flow is what it feels like. Like some moments I'm like, oh, I'm in such a good mood, and then nothing will switch me, and it's so yeah, it's a lot. It's I don't know, but it's okay. I think this streaming has been an incredible way to maintain a sense of community, because it does feel like you and I are just hanging out right now in a way, Yeah,
it's pretty cool, and you get the odd message from. Well, it's not the odd message. There's quite a few messages from people today.
I know. Today we're getting some chat. I do need a margarita. I could not disagree. I think that would really take the edge off things.
Now I'm just waiting just for us to see a margarita come across the
like
screen.
slowly. I mean, is this water? Things would be different. This would be a massive margarita.
I can hide it. All I can say is, that's vodka.
What else? We have some cool Nexmo stickers on here. If you want one of those, send them our way. Send an ask, or maybe ask a question. We'll send you some swag. Actually, yeah, I could do that. I've got tons of, actually. Oh, you know what? I cannot get that drawer right now. Otherwise, I would get it out to show what some swag I have. But the DOG is in the way. If she moves, I'll show. Because there's no reason we couldn't be sending like postage out to folks with cool stuff.
It errored installing npm.
Wow.
I'm not sure what it errored on there.
It looks like just warnings, right? Oh, yeah. It's just
no,
Xcode.
there are errors. Yeah, I don't think it's.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Okay. There we go. Cool. Okay. So npm install bootstrap, and then you want to do dev.
Should be okay.
Okay. And a bucket of mozzarella sticks. Yes. And they go gooey. I've been exploring taco places in my new neighborhood in Miami. That's been bringing a lot of joy in my life, food-wise these days. It's been very enjoyable.
We only have Taco Bell. I think we like it. Probably because it's in England. I suspect that if I got taken to one eventually when I go to America, then it'll be different.
I mean,
looking at your face, I think I offended you.
I can't imagine only having Taco Bell. I mean, yeah, there's a lot there to unpack. I mean, I bet it isn't that good there, but also it's not very good here. But I also do love a Crunchwrap Supreme if I'm like too many margaritas in. Now I might really be taking a tangent if this is where the conversation has led to. It is Tuesday. Oh my gosh, it is Taco Tuesday. Ooh, and margaritas. Oh my gosh.
So now you're expecting tacos to come from here, margaritas from here?
Soon that will overlap. Top knot and scarf is very Miami beef. Yeah, yes, that's where I am. Yes, I'm trying to be on brand. No, I was having a bad hair day. Okay, so we have, let's see, we have.
It's installed. Bootstrap.
Where are you all from in the chat, by the way? What weather location are we dealing with? It's muggy, where Greg is. Okay, so now I need to add the import to my CSS file, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Sorry, I was a little bit confused because I'm looking at your. Oh no.
Hi, I see you there.
I'm looking at your. I'm there, but I can't see the assets file. Directory.
Really? But you can you see?
I can see you typing, so that's fine. We'll just leave it as it is.
Isn't like at all performing as expected. Okay, cool. So now you want me to install jQuery?
Yeah. So jQuery and Popper they're just necessary for the form that we're going to be the registration form and the verification form. So.
I've not ever used Popper before.
I've never used it. It's part of the bootstrap that it requires. I think it throws an error if you don't use it. So even if you're not if you don't use it, if you don't include it.
Oh, Portland, Oregon, blue sky. That's nice. That's nice that it's blue sky. I used to live in Seattle, so I can appreciate a blue sky moment over there. Hurricane season has started early here, yes, but it's quite sunny right now. Okay, cool. So we've got that going good, or going well.
Yep.
I don't know what I'm saying. What was I just trying to say? I have no idea. And then we're going to pull jQuery bootstrap into Our CSS
into
file, right?
no, into our JS file.
Oh, yeah, it wasn't.
So it's
Okay, in here.
assets.js, app.js.
Mm-hmm.
And then once we've done that, we're just going to, we will run, not just, we will run npm in as dev. And it's just basically, I keep saying just, it compiles the the front end bootstrap files that we will use in our templates.
Okay. Feel free to call us in the chat if you hear us using any of that non-inclusive language. You go ahead and buzz us because you see us doing it. And we are always trying to get better at it. Okay, so let's see. We've got Popper, jQuery. We've added the import symbols up to the top of that app file, a JavaScript file, and then now we're going to run a dev.
Yep.
Cool. So the required front-end parts are installed and, oh, sorry, y'all. Can y'all hear that when I bump the microphone?
I think I heard a tap, but I also just
okay.
dropped. I'm playing with a foam roller while we talk, and I
you
kind
are?
of dropped that a couple of times.
Oh, well, then, great. Listen, I blame it on him. Also, if we are hitting a point, Greg, where we go too long, because I know we've been on for an hour now, so just let me know at whatever point, because we do have you booked for next time, so I know we're. So
Yeah. I'm good to go.
Okay, cool. All right, sweet. So we are ready to. What do we need
now
to do
want
next?
to install. We want to install two third-party PHP libraries. One of them is the Vonage SDK, which for this project as a whole, we're going to use it to send verification requests, allow the user to verify the code that they receive, and then the second part, which is we're going to use, you won't have in this stream today.
We'll do the voice part.
We'll be the voice which makes the phone calls and handles user input when we get the feedback.
Yeah. Do you need me to move back to the Docker file?
Yes, there is. So if you're not already in there.
Oh, you have that note in your tutorial. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
No, shouldn't have asked. Okay, so now I'm in there. Docker compose. PHP. I bet in Portland, this is going to be an assumption I'm making, but I bet people are really good at following like social distancing rules there. Am I wrong? I just feel as though like Portland, such good. I don't know. I just like not that people are bad in Miami or like rule breakers, but it just seems as though, I don't know, maybe I'm getting political, but I just feel like Portland feels like that would be, people are probably being respectful, hopefully, of the rules and whatnot of the world these days.
Well, there's a lot going in the British media about
there's been
the Prime Minister's aid.
that aid was contentious. Holy cannoli. The castle visit? Oh, Lord, have mercy.
It's crazy. Well, there's the most recent thing where he's recently announced that he previously predicted that these what are they called? These pandemics will happen, and he was worried about them, and so on and so forth. And it turns out when in April the 14th. When he came out of his social distancing or his self-isolation, he updated an existing blog post to put in chunks of text in there talking about pandemics. No. But this blog post he had released in November or whatever, so he's been caught out by Wayback Machine.
Yeah.
So someone's gone in and looked at those pages. So it's quite interesting to see where this is panning out, really.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, seriously. Okay, so next up, you want me to go, we're going to be playing with the M file and our local file. You want us to...
.env.local, yes.
Yeah. Damn. Okay, well, I'm going to... So we have to put in some keys and stuff for the Vonage. Let me show everyone what we're looking at. So right here in the M file, we want to put in the API key, the secret, and the Vonage brand name. What's that?
So that's when you receive a verification call.
Oh,
that's what determines who you are. So so if
cool.
for example, if you put in a random string, it would repeat that random string in a phone call to say this is who you're trying to verify, and it'd be a bit awkward. So you want something that people know why you're receiving a phone call with a code.
Okay, cool. All right, so y'all, if you are wanting to follow us along, you go to oh, what? That was weird. Hold on.
What did you do?
I don't know if anyone was watching that. I signed in, but didn't seem to get me there. Maybe I was in a weird... Let's see. Okay.
Is it a blank page?
You see... Okay, so I'm going to put this in the chat. This is where you go... Oh, get out of here. To see your API key and secret. So when you're following along, you'll need to grab these two things here. But as you can see from his tutorial, that's what we're popping into. I'm going to add to my code right now. But I'm going to keep this open, so instead of keeping up the y'all know my secrets page, but that one it's not that interesting to look at, because this one, you can actually just like read what he says about it. And that's a little bit more interesting. And you, Greg, can see the code, right? Oh, no, you can't, because it's .m.local.
No, I can't see that one, though.
Dang, okay. I just always like to have a second guess, because those of you that were following along, was it last week where the error was in my end folder? I named something like API key versus API app key, like that was the difference, and it was driving all of us loco, but we found it eventually. It was some very good, it was like some solid crowdsourcing mob mentality, like of debugging. It was awesome. It took us a long time to figure out. Hopefully we don't have that same issue today. Vonage brand name, and it's going to be befriending, you said? Capital.
It can be whatever you want it to be, but something recognizable.
Okay, cool. So I have that now in my env folder, and env local. I've added that. You can see it's still clearing out the cache, and we should be good.
Yep.
Yeah. Cool.
So then the second library that we will use is Gigsy. Someone called Gigsy made a PHP port of Google's libphone number. Mm-hmm. This library is really useful if you are sending text messages or phone calls, and you need to convert a phone number into an internationalized number. For example, in the UK, you'd have 44 and then the number.
Okay.
So with the registration page, or as we went through when we created the user, we put in the country code. So the code that we are going to see takes the country code and the phone number, and then converts it into an internationalized number that Vonage will recognize as the number and the country to send the text message to.
Great, cool research on that. Do we know who Gigsy is?
It's a really good library.
Yeah. Do we know Gigsy? Can we give them a shout out?
I don't.
I think I just like saying the word Gigsy. Her name Gigsy. It's really what it is. Okay, we're ready. Okay, Docker. Oh wait, I'm not typing. Where am I typing? Docker compose. What Oh, something weird happened on my browser, and y'all can't see that, but that's okay. All right, Docker compose execute
PHP.
Yeah. Oh wait, forgot something. Composer require Gigsy. Don't know why I like it so much. Lib phone number
for PHP.
Okay, for PHP. PHP. Does anyone have a fun song stuck in their head right now? I'm frozen. Oh no, it's okay. No, I'm not frozen. Okay.
So I don't have anything thankfully in my head at the moment, but usually I'm whistling to or humming to a kids program, any random kids program that happens to be on.
Yeah.
It's really annoying sometimes.
I bet, because they make them really catchy. So
Yep.
that's tough. I don't think I have a song stuck in my head right now either, which is weird. I usually do.
I need to stream more clearly because it takes those songs out of my head.
Yeah, that's good. Let's get you streaming all the time. Y'all would come and watch him, wouldn't you? I bet you would. Weekly series, maybe bi-weekly, if we want to be nice. Okay, let's see. Dependencies, all right. So we're now able to format our phone numbers and ensure that the phone numbers are valid, and also using our verify, when I say our, I mean Vonage verify API, then we can also make phone calls in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So once we need to make a new directory, don't we?
Yeah. So we can move on while that's happening as well.
Might as well, right?
They're not restrictive. Yeah. So if we created a new util under the source directory.
Yes.
And within that directory create.
Which is right here. Okay, got it. And under the source directory, what would you like me to do?
Create a new util directory called util. Yep.
Okay.
And then create a file called Vonage verify.php within that new directory.
Vonage verify util.php. Cute.
Yep.
Oh, you're already in it. Okay, fantastic.
Wow.
Wow.
I wasn't even paying attention, so it wasn't me that
you did a great
myself.
job. No, must be that. Must be live share. Okay, and then you have some code that you want me to pop in there, and I'm going to copy and paste it, but you're going to walk me through it.
Yeah, okay. So this code is obviously a PHP file, and it's within the app util namespace. There are 4 classes that we're including.
Yep.
And as it happens, we're only using 3 of them currently. We're not using the app entity user, but we will be. So with the Nextmo client, I've renamed it as Vonage client just to keep everything called Vonage. We've got basic and verification. So within the construct, we're going to create a client property and a Vonage client property, and authenticate using the API key and API secret that you didn't see Lauren enter into a .env.local file.
Right. And that's what, these are the variables I just created.
Yeah, okay. It just sets that as a protected property above the construct as a called client, which then can be called from anywhere within this class, which we're going to be using calling it a couple of times. So it's useful to have it in one place.
Okay. And then in here, you also want me to create a function called get internationalized number.
There's two there. One is get internationalized, which allows us to convert a user's number to an internationalized number, and then later on, when we are receiving feedback from users, we need to convert their internationalized number, which is being given to the code by Vonage. We need to convert that to a nationalized number so we can compare that to a user. To find out which user that number belongs to. So I've just put those 2 functions in together.
Okay, so that I have this right here, public function of get internationalized number, and then the next one is get the nationalized number.
Yep, I see one problem there though.
Yep, I saw that as well.
Yeah, you need to put it inside the class.
Okay, so I need to grab both of these.
Yep, and put that above the last curly bracket.
Okay. So, okay. So after, in between 23, 25, 4.
Yep, that's perfect.
Oh, wait.
Into it, yeah.
Ah, shoot. I lost it in my clipboard. I got it. All right. And bada bing, bada boom. Great. So no error, hopefully, on it now.
No,
Phenomenal.
it just doesn't like the indentation, but that's fine.
Oh,
I think, can I try something?
sure.
Can you see me highlighting all of that?
I can see you highlighting. Yeah, I can see you moving it. Great.
There you go. Cool.
Thank you. Very cool. All right, awesome. So, so let's see. We now need a verification to make the verification request, right?
Yeah. So the idea of this util class is so that all of the things for that purpose for the verification are found in here, and then that we're going to use several. We're going to have several methods that then call this util class, call in the specific method that it needs. For example, get internationalized number. So the next one is sending the verification. When we create a new user, we're going to need to send that verification to Vonage and excuse me. So the first part of that function calls get internationalized number. So it calls the method we've already created, and then ensures that the number that's been returned isn't null.
Okay,
Otherwise,
so if the internationalized number is null, yeah, okay. And then
Yep.
here, the verification, thank you for fixing that for me again. And then otherwise, we'll call internationalized number. Oh, we'll use that. I see what you're saying. Okay.
yeah.
Yep, got it.
And
Got it.
for this, we're using the workflow ID of 2. That workflow with our verification is to send a text message within a set amount of time. For the default, it's 125 seconds. If the user hasn't verified by then, send another text message. If they haven't verified by 180 seconds, then send a phone call. There are 7 different workflows. For example, you could just have one phone call, and then it's finished, or you could have one SMS and it's finished. So there's several different workflows that you can use. I can add the link in the Twitch if people are
That
interested.
would be super helpful. I think that is a good point to direct folks towards. So the next one is verifying the user
Yeah, so the next
right?
one is the next part of the flow. So once they're verified and they've received the phone call or text message or whatever it may be, and they've received the code, this util method would then take the request ID, which is the ID that's been returned when they verify, and the code that they've received and then manually input, and checks whether they match up.
Okay, cool. All right, and then we have one more.
And then the final one is isn't making a request to Vonage, but actually taking the verify object that has been created off the back of verifying, and retrieves the data that's been returned and handles looks for the request ID so that we can later then
use it. Use it.
Yep.
Okay, cool. That I may need some help spacing wise, but
yeah, sure.
Thank you. Okay, cool. So we have now the opportunity to create a new register.
Yeah, so we have all of the functionality there now. That the next part that we're going to do is creating the controller, creating the link that the URL that you're going to access to register with, and then it keeps the controller basic. It keeps it to do the functionality that it needs to do, which is, take a first off, render a template, and then secondly, when you make a when you for this example, take a form and display that form in the template, and then on submission of that form, it then comes back to that URL, handles the request with the details that the user has entered into the form, and then does what it needs to do, which is save a user and then redirect the user. So
I don't know if
the
you
first
noticed, I
part,
just got a, I think I must have typed something in incorrectly. I forgot PHP. That's it.
yep.
That's it. Thank you.
So again, back with the great make command line
Yeah.
library, we can create a controller. And this does everything for you. It creates the controller. It creates and creates the default an initial template that it's going to use. So for the register controller. Oh, sorry. When you press enter.
Yeah, it's not, for some reason it's not allowing me to, it's not recognizing to enter. Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah.
It's just slow. There's a lot going on my machine right now. Okay, hopefully it works. And that's going to be the register controller, right?
Yep.
Not
Or the
grumpy elephant controller.
I prefer that one.
I like it as well. Okay, register controller. Open your new controller class and add some pages. Okay.
Yes, as you can see there, it's given you it's told you what two files it's created, which is the register controller and then the template, the index template, which the first method in the register controller we use.
Lovely.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we needed. And so then within the verify util that we've created, we need to
within the register controller, we need to inject the verify util to make use of the methods that we've already created.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so let's go into the controller. Yeah. Oh, it's so slow. Come on, little computer, you can do it. Okay, register, click it, come on. The mouse is even slow. Yeah, you beat me to it, and then again. All right, so here we are going to use what we just created, right?
So here we're going to include, so we'll open up the register controller.
Oh, hi, big stand up. Bye, miss you. Where you going? Cubby, you want to hang? What's up? All right, moving on. Bye. Okay. What am I doing right now? Okay, util.
We're including the
verify.
class.
Verify util. Okay. Got it. And then
and then we're going ahead with creating a construct method. Well, there's two things we'll do here. One is create a protected property called Vonage verify util, and then in the construct, Symfony has auto wiring. So if you have a class in your construct, it automatically, so long as it exists, it can automatically inject it into your service. Where previously, with previous versions of Symfony, you would have to manually then go into your config YAML files and define that class as a service. But with some advancements that Symfony have made, you don't need to make any of that boring stuff.
Cool. That looks wrong, formatting wise. Would you agree? What I just put in?
Yeah, it's just a tab and the space. Yeah. Oh, there's this. Yeah, it's nothing, but it's fun.
We should talk as a team about whether in like tutorials that the pluses, let's get rid of those so that then, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, I know there are other tutorials that
I know. I wonder
UIs that don't copy the plus or minus. So I wonder if we can make use of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's look at that. Okay, so now shall we go to open our browser and check it out?
Yep. That's
Probably.
where it doesn't work.
What?
I was joking. I was saying this is where it doesn't work.
Yeah. Well, let's all take a look together and watch it. The captioning's back down on this scene. Hope that's okay. Hope that's not too confusing for folks that it toggles back and forth between things. Okay. Do we have it running? Do we have our server turned on? Oh, we're running Docker on everything.
It should work. No, it should work.
Okay.
Could
Oh,
you?
wow, fun. It is a API key error.
What's that? Where?
Yes, you can't see my browser, can you? It's in the stream, hopefully.
Oh, I see it. Yep. Vonage API
There's a delay.
key error. Oh.
I think I'm going to rename this series called Errors with Your Keys.
If you just double check that, it could be either one or two things.
Yeah, tell me what could they be.
First off, I guess it could be that you maybe mistyped it.
I don't think I did.
But I wouldn't have thought you'd have done that.
Yeah, we're looking Vonage
I can't see that
API
file.
key.
Yeah.
Is what my key is. Let's just double check that I'm using the right key. God, my machine is slow right now. Oh, whoa, that was weird. Guess I didn't click. Click. Copy. Okay.
It's not. It doesn't matter about the value. It doesn't.
No, and that's in that I typed in. I was just double checking that I have a lot of Vonage accounts for streaming purposes, and I just want to double check I was using the correct one. So Vonage API key, and that is exactly what my environment looks like. Vonage API key. All right. What's the other possible?
So the other possible reason is that it's paying attention to your .env variables on your system as opposed to the ones that are defined in the project. So it's not paying. It's not. But then.
Okay.
No, you ran the migration, so it knows it's there.
Right.
I'm not 100% sure. I had a similar problem, and I looked into it, and it didn't seem to be a problem for me. So I kind of forgot about it. But
Yeah.
I'm looking in your composer JSON file, and I can see you've got .symphony/.env in there. But just to entertain me, could you run a command?
Is it getting exported into your environment? Do you have to do that yourself in PHP, or will it source the .env automatically for you?
Symfony should source the .env for you, and using the .env library, it should know that it should be looking there. Yeah, well, we ran the migration, so it migrated to the database. Otherwise, via the command line. Otherwise, it would have thrown an error when that happened.
Okay.
So I'm going to type something into your command, if that's okay.
Yeah, of course.
Well,
Wait, I don't think you can.
I can't. So okay, that's fine.
Sorry.
Could you write a command for me?
Yeah, of course.
Could you write docker compose exec php? No, not.
Oh,
yeah, php.
Docker. Oh my god. Docker compose what?
Exec php. And then write composer require. And then symphony /.env. So DOTENV. Not with a dot, but the spelling of .env.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah, you said that too, didn't you? You said DOT. Okay, so is that what you'd like me to enter?
Yes, please.
Cool. Is not a doc compose. is not a Docker
Are we in the
command.
wrong
Oh, you know
Are we in
what?
the
It's
project?
no. I
No,
didn't do Docker. It's Docker slash or
Oh,
dash.
yep.
Yeah.
I should have spied that.
No, it's my fault. I got too comfy. Are any of you watching for the first time? I'm excited to see that we have some folks that have stayed on with us during this. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, Greg, too. I don't know if I say that enough. I hope I do. I do. I really do. I think
It's a fun.
I think you're doing a great job doing. Greg was on our live stream on Friday, also a Vonage dev stream, and he kind of previewed this app as a demo for during the late night build, which is another show that we have every other Friday. It's kind of like a late night show, if you will, for our account on Twitch, which is super fun. Tomorrow we have our kind of it's called developer drop-in, which is office hours, essentially time for y'all to come with your questions if you're building something, to just come and explore concepts, and they always are building something also, so kind of watching as well. And then Friday is the no experience required, which is a stream where Kevin, one of our advocates, walks through the process of building an app from beginning to end, and as the title implies, no experience is required, and you can come and learn everything from fresh, and lots of JavaScript fundamentals and whatnot. It's really cool concept. The only one I didn't then shout out just now is our low code hour too. So if you're interested in experimenting with Node-RED, or last week they covered IFTTT, if this then that. How many T's are in that? If this TT. Which is a similar product to or platform to Zapier, things like that. Just really fun integrations that they build with. So that's every other Wednesday, but this week it's developer drop-in, I think. Yeah,
it's quite a nice variety of.
It is a cool lineup
of shows, really.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll be getting more folks to drop in and to do some new things. So I'm hoping we'll just continue building and building. If you have ideas of what you'd like to see from us, please let us know. It's in the beginning phases of things. We are kind of experimenting, exploring. This, as some of you who've watched this has had some iterations, this stream itself. You can maybe do a cool pie one. That could be kind of cool.
Do you know what? What I was thinking, soon getting more a setup more for me to live code was and having more of a desk for having a Raspberry Pi sitting there and having it on a camera. And my idea was potentially to initially go through one of the tutorials that I ran. I recently released, which was the motion detection with a Raspberry Pi camera.
That's a really good idea. That would be really cool. And it'd be fun to kind of take someone through that beginning to end. I personally haven't experimented with the camera piece of attaching that to a Pi. So yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah, it's I quite enjoy doing it.
Yeah. No, yeah, and maybe 3D printing something. I don't know. It's always fun that when you build stuff with that. Do you have anything new that you've created?
I did a failed print bin. So basically, I've got two 3D printers, and I've got a resin one and an FPM. Is it FPM? A plastic. It prints via a plastic spool, a filament, and it's been quite the resin one's been fine, but the other one has been quite a learning curve. And if the bed's slightly off level, or the nozzle isn't low enough, or there's so many things that could go wrong. So I decided to make a bin. Once I was more comfortable with printing, I decided to make a bucket that I can just throw all the stuff in. So I haven't got leftover bits of plastic everywhere. And I found one online, and it strangely it's very supportive inside. It says, "You're not a failure, even if your prints are." but it's on the inside and at the bottom. So if you've chucked a few things in there, you don't see it. So you're only
Oh.
being supported when
It's
you
not.
haven't
You
failed.
haven't failed.
Yeah.
Well, maybe just a mantra to remember. Well, speaking of not failing, that was the correct choice because if we go back
We
to
hope
local,
so.
yeah, we'll
Redirect you
take a
first.
look. We have a hello register controller on the register URL, so that's awesome.
Nice. So
Yeah.
So even though it tells you that there's nothing to install or update, I need to look into this and see why it doesn't like, or rather, there's your system. My system did the same until I ran that
Okay.
composer install.
Well, then I'm gonna
yeah.
the command. I'm gonna add this to chat for anyone running it along in the future. Command to debug. That error was this. Okay. Okay. All right. So let's see. Now back to the code. We have to create the register page, right?
Yep. So so we need to we need to create initially we need to create a form.
Oh.
And this using a make library. So the form basically allows you, similar to an entity in a way, it allows you to have one class that defines what you use in the form, and then that one form could be included elsewhere. So this is a user form that we're going to create. And let's say, for example, you've got one for you want to use it on the register. You then want to use it where a user can, or someone can edit their profile, for example. You wouldn't want the code to be duplicated everywhere, so you could have it in one form class and then include it everywhere else.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Wow, it really wants me to be making grumpy elephants today.
Yeah. I wonder what my examples are.
Mine was user. Oh, no worries on having to restart. Oh, that's too bad that people are not doing the social distance. I mean, I guess it's everywhere. Younger folks are just having that invincibility complex or the fatigue of like, yeah, they tend not to wear masks and congregate in parks. Ugh, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, we're seeing that in Miami as well, for sure. Oh, I'm sorry, Greg, I wasn't paying attention. I have another question.
No, that's fine.
The name of the entity or fully qualified model, class name
So-
of the new form. What do you want me to
So
do?
what you wanted to do, I'm not sure how. I don't think we can go back, but what we wanted to do was have. It's fine. We can change it after. It's fine.
Oh.
You wanted user type as the type, so specifically user and type, and then the second one is using the entity that we've created. So if you typed you, I think it automatically.
So this should have been
you
user type. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but that's fine. We can update it in the file
what
once.
do you want me to do now?
If you did an uppercase U.
Okay.
No, I guess it doesn't. Nope. I wondered if it would give you the option of user. So just type user for me, please.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. Like that?
Yep. And then what that's done is it's created us it created it. It's called user type. It didn't. Cool. It's smart. It picks up that people would do that.
That is good. That's great.
So if you were to open that file now.
Yeah, so under source form, right up at the top. Gosh, my mouse is so. Oh my gosh, come on. No, I don't want that. All right, sorry, you're hearing me. Okay, so in here now we are going to locate the build form function. This one.
For some reason it stopped. It hasn't shown me the form directory, and it hasn't. So I can't see your file open.
Really? Gosh.
Yep.
Well, I see the public function.
Oh
build
wait,
form.
no, I've had to reload this file. Reload it fine.
Okay.
So yeah, within the build form, this is where we define the fields in the form. So for example, it's automatically taken phone number, name, town, county, country code, for example, from the user entity that we built earlier. So it's what is in its the default layout right now. It uses any annotations that we have in the entity, but we want a few more custom requirements here. For example, we want to add the class attributes for each field in this form, so that when it outputs in the template, it's automatically taking the bootstrap forms, which are form control and form control large, just for this example, but there are a lot of other examples. And there are other requirements like not blank for name and the length, for example. So if you, it's quite a large thing for you to input.
It's hard to show on the screen, but essentially what we're doing is everything that we punched in earlier. Or are you helping with formatting?
Yeah, I'm just.
Okay. Okay, I need to pull in up at the top, everyone. I need to pull in some of the pieces that we didn't have.
Some of the classes that we are using to define what each of these properties are. So for example, Symfony forms have classes that define what they are. So for example, a telephone type, so text type. So these are the input fields that we're going to see. And like the other example is choice type for country code. Exactly. As a drop down menu. Yep.
Cool. And then there's a couple more. Cool. Save that. Okay, cool.
Yep.
All right. So now we need to go to the template.
So there's a small change to be made in the base template, which is a template that all of the other templates will include. And this change includes the Bootstrap CSS,
sure. Of course,
and JavaScript stuff that we've used. So so if we were to put that code into the Bootstrap, into the base.tweak.html file.
Okay, so I'm just gonna highlight all of that and just pop a new version of it in. Why is something happening in that user type PHP where I'm like keep saving it and then are you doing something in there?
No.
Oh, do you see what's happening?
Oh yeah, I see it.
Why does it?
2 seconds. It's error. It's not liking.
It has an error. New length.
Under submit.
Yeah, I see that.
I don't think that should be there.
Oh, okay. I think I copy and pasted from your stuff.
It's looking like it's being duplicated.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So if we have a look at line 35, you can see town as one of the fields, and then on line 69 there's town. So I wonder if and then again on 109.
Okay, that's
and 149. So
what's
it's
happened?
Done it. There's a lot of them.
Oh no.
That's very odd.
Wait, it's like recursively doing it right now. Oh no, it's not.
Is he still doing it?
You're doing it, right? You're controlling the machine right now.
I can control the text. I can't control the command.
Got it. Okay, so do you want to copy and paste what we should have in there?
Yeah, sure. That's really strange.
Super strange. You have the builder twice, but I'll let you. That was weird. It felt spooky looking at it like that. It's so interesting. Sharing a code base like Google Doc like that. But it's cool. And it's great for hackathons and things like that. So if y'all are doing some of those online, with, just like, I feel like things like that have gone on. Oh, we have a hackathon coming up. Wait, that's internal though. Is that internal?
Yep.
Never mind. Can't put it up.
It's doing it again. It's
Wait,
done
I
it again.
see it. Look. I don't know if anyone else is. If you look over in
That's really strange.
Yeah, what's happening? Why would it be doing that? I'm not doing anything.
It's just done it again. It's. I'm not doing anything. My hands are off.
See young people in the grass, no mask wearing.
I kind of don't want to touch it now.
Okay, so.
I'm going to reload.
I'm really sorry to hear that about your social distancing walk. That's tough. They were smoking tobacco like chimneys. Oh my gosh, 2020. What is this? That's tough. The red highlighted in your code, is that the error? What the error is that we are copy and pasting a bit of code into the doc, and then it just starts pasting it over and over again, right? Am I explaining that, like what we're seeing happening?
Yeah, it's exactly that. It's very
just
peculiar.
Going and going and going and going and going and going and going. Like there's no end. Right? Oh my gosh.
I've updated it now.
Happening? You have?
I wonder if it's going to happen. Yes, yeah. Why can you not see? No, I can't.
No, I can see you now. It just took a second.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. So it's been updated now. I'm hoping that it doesn't happen again.
There's a good observation. Line 71 has a little. Does it need the semicolon?
It does need the semicolon.
Okay.
So it's basically because I've called builder and then I'm calling add multiple times.
Okay.
I think it's personal preference, and I think Symfony do follow it this way. But you could have it up here. It doesn't matter, but it's nicer to know where all the extra additions are finished, where it ends.
Okay.
So, for example, for this line 68, where you've got the square and the curly braces,
Yeah, I see.
they are specific. They're specific to this line,
Mm-hmm.
so they will be in line with the ad. Whereas actually, this is more. It's more valid for builder than the ad. Yep. It doesn't matter. It could be either way, but yeah.
Interesting.
It doesn't seem to have replicated again, or duplicated rather.
Thank goodness. That was so weird. Okay, well, I'm gonna save it. All right, let's just hope that doesn't happen. Wait, why does it keep unsaving?
I've clicked away. I was looking at something else.
Well, okay.
It's doing it again.
Okay, so I'm just pressing command. What is happening?
I was on a different tab.
Okay, sorry. Let's just go back. Is that a cat?
Yeah.
Is this what it should look like right now?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna touch it again. Something weird is happening, but I don't know what it is.
Just a weird thing is, did you copy the semicolon?
Did you hear that thunder? Can you hear that thunder in my house?
Was that thunder? I heard a little crack.
Thunder! Wow, that was spooky. Oh, it is torrential raining right now. Okay. Sorry, Cub. No walks for you. Okay. I have to pee. That's okay. How close are we? Are we close?
So we're close.
Close.
No, we've got. Let me just look. We have to update 2 templates and the registration process, the controller. So there's 3 main steps, and then we have a UI to show.
Okay, let's do it. So let's see. So we have. The next step is to
update the base the base template. So copy all of the HTML that you can see into there.
And that is in the template register.
I think it's template. No, I think it's template directory, and then it's a file called base template. Yeah, base.html. It's below register.
Okay, in the tutorial, we might want to edit that because right now you have it as project template register index HTML.
Oh, okay.
But that's just
No. If you look above the block that you've copied, it says open project template space HTML.
Are we looking at the same thing?
Maybe
Maybe I'm. Oh, I skipped ahead. I was going to copy the wrong thing. Okay, never mind.
You're
I
getting
went
ahead of
too far.
yourself.
I'm sorry. Ooh, y'all, that always happens when
That's
you're
right.
reading a tutorial. That's so tough. Okay, sorry. My bad. All right,
That's
so
fine.
now I'm in base. Do you want me to copy and paste all of it in?
You've already done it, haven't you?
No, I haven't done anything yet.
I can. Yeah, you have.
Nuh-uh. You have then. I've done nothing in base.html.
Yeah. Copy and paste all of that into base. For some reason, base is open for me, but
So base.
I can see you moving it.
Okay, it's in there now.
Cool.
Okay, and then now you want me to edit the index.
Yeah.
Okay. Weird. It's almost as though we have a third person in this,
Yeah.
Right? Like.
So with the part for the indexed HTML, we want to replace everything inside block body.
Yeah, I see it. Starting at line 6.
And ending at the last line 20. So we want to keep block body and end block, and then put the code in the middle.
Yeah, I get it, because we're extending it.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. All right. So now we need to.
And then the last bit really is to go into the register controller again, and update the index method to create a new user, create a new instance of the form type that we've created, which is the user type. And then there's other parts, which is that Thunder?
Yeah, isn't that wild?
And then there's a chunk of code which basically checks if the form has been submitted, i.e. if you've already gone to the page, entity details and submitted it, it checks is it submitted and is it valid, and if it's valid it then persists the user to the database, sends a verification request, gets a request ID, and save the request ID to the user entry. And then the last bit is to inject the form into the template so we can display that form.
Okay. So I'm going to copy and paste. Actually, just in here we're going to put in request.
These pluses are probably going to drive me nuts.
Yeah, that's going to drive me bonkers. But I think there's.
Well, you can do multiple. So you could select the character you want, i.e. the plus, and then you do Command. You're on a Mac, aren't you? So you do Command D and keep pressing Command D until you've got all of the ones that you want, and then just click. Yep. I think there is another. I think it's Command Shift D or something that just automatically selects every single one.
Okay. Let's try that in a second. So, okay, we're going to pop that in right here.
No, it's not Command Shift. It's another one. But yeah.
Command D on, let's go up to the top.
Does it work?
Yep.
Oh, cool.
I think it has them all.
There we go. Cool.
Okay. Probably some weird formatting, but it looks like you're about to pop in there and help me with that. And then, okay, then we're gonna pull.
And then the absolute last part that we need to do to be able to test this, to see this page, is add 3 classes that we've now used, which is the user entity, user form type, and the request class, which handles the request to the URL.
Okay. Whoa! It is.
That's quite loud.
It is a big. Create view. It's kind of scary. Although I'm from the Midwest, like I shouldn't be. I just heard it. It's very spooky.
I've just got to get the door. It'll be 2 seconds.
Yeah. Go for it. No, I'm from the Midwest where we get wild storms. We just don't. Thunder always still scares me a little bit, even though I'm an adult. It just makes me nervous. my mom used to tell me that it was Santa bowling, so I kind of like that. So I just like to imagine him bowling with all of his friends. And then I would go down like a rabbit hole of thought of like of like the Tooth Fairy trying to bowl and how stressed out the Tooth Fairy might have felt. Yes. Yeah, it's a twister. Yeah, I'm from Chicago originally, and so we don't get wild twister or tornadoes there because we're close to the waterfront, but very like a big fan of a tornado warning because then that means you get to go hang out in your basement. But tornadoes themselves are very destructive, so I do not mean to minimize those for viewers who might be watching. Okay, so anyway, I think I've done everything correctly that Greg has asked me to for this particular piece.
There's one last thing. It will throw a PHP error if we don't include them, which is the classes.
Oh, up at the top.
So yeah, so you'd want the app entity user, app form user type, and then the Symfony one. Do you see that?
I do.
Cool.
I'm gonna just type it because my copy and paste is like going so slowly. App entity user, and then just sneeze. Who is at the door?
Grace.
Oh, hi, Grace.
She's gonna go to bed now. She's downstairs.
She's sleeping.
I wonder if that's why the cat came to meow at me.
To tell you that Grace was sleepy?
Well, she's at the door. He's very much like a dog. He plays fetch.
Yeah,
he
you told me that he
growls.
fetches,
The moment the gate goes for the postman, it's only the postman. We could have Amazon deliveries or deliveries from anywhere, and he doesn't bat an eyelid. The moment it's that one postman, he growl. All you can hear is him like thud when he jumps off of wherever he's sleeping, and he runs downstairs and growls at the postman. It's really strange.
And is it that particular, like if that postman is gone that day, it's that one person?
Yep, it's just that one.
Well,
and he's very protective over Grace, so yeah, it's kind of strange.
Grace watching the stream. That photo you sent me last week of Grace watching the stream was the highlight of my week. Oh my gosh, she was so adorable.
I only turned my back for 2 minutes, and she'd already jumped on the iPad and was laying there watching it.
Oh my gosh, she was so sweet. I almost tweeted it, but then I was like, wait, that's not my child. It's not appropriate to send out a photo of a child on the internet. Anyway, okay, so let's see. If I go if I'm in our, oh gosh, so sorry. If I go to our, I should not wear like jewelry while I'm streaming.
If you go to your web browser, it will work.
Well, let's see.
You could actually input the details, your phone number, for example, and you should receive the text message. But you have currently, at this point, you've got nowhere to input that, the code that you get from the verification request.
Right.
So you could test it if you wanted to. But...
Is she singing in the background?
I think so. Downstairs. She's downstairs.
Okay, that is incredible. That is the best. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. A nighttime routine, getting ready for bed. Oh, so cute. This is what we've got. Oh, do we need to run?
Did we reload the page?
I did reload the page. You better not be going to tell her to quiet down. Okay, good.
I haven't. I've just pulled the daughter. I can't control.
That's what I'm saying. I just it's so cute.
So I can't see the browser. What you can see at the moment. Is it still the old register page?
What?
Is it still the old register screen that you see?
Yeah.
And you have reloaded?
Yeah, I'm doing that right now, but I'll do it again. I shouldn't drink water. I have to pee. Put this away for me. Just by default, I'll drink it. See it reloaded, and it's that. Do we have to in the code tell it to do like an update?
The only thing The only thing I can think of, no, because we've replaced that text that you see there. We've replaced it in the index.html.twig file. If you in your command, could you run another command, which is obviously docker compose exec php.
Yep. What is happening? I swear I typed that. It just isn't doing it. Okay, PHP. Yeah.
bin/console.
Yep.
Cache :clear.
Okay. That?
Yep. Let's hope that it doesn't take forever for your cache to clear.
It has been.
The only thing I can think of is you've got it cached, but it may not be a Symfony issue. It may be Chrome has cached it.
Maybe.
So if this doesn't work, we will see if we can but I've never seen it not do it.
Okay.
Well, I'm learning a lot of things today.
Isn't it interesting what you walk away from when you're like doing a tutorial with someone else? It's that through teaching we learn. It's wild because it's just like it makes you stop at points that you wouldn't normally step through when you're writing the tutorial. Some background, everyone. Greg and I, for our jobs, we write tutorials on how to build demos like this, and so we check each other's stuff, and it, like going through it like this makes us go step by step by step, and it just like asks for a greater attention to detail, I guess, or maybe like a greater attention to, I don't know, like the minutia of it all.
Yeah.
Okay. Although it is still clearing the cache and it's still taking a while.
So in your browser, is it? I've not done it in quite a while. Is it control click? What's the hard reload?
Control or Command R refresh.
You could try that, but that's a standard refresh. I wonder the one that hard clears your cache.
Oh, I don't know.
And reloads.
Y'all know?
Hold down control and click reload button. Apparently.
Okay, hold down control. What?
And then click on the reload button, the refresh.
Okay. I did, but I think my machine doesn't seem to be. Lauren forever caching late, right? That's what it feels like. I can click the refresh when I hit control. What is happening? I do not know. Also, do you see in the code that it looks like you're joining it like multiple times? I don't know how that's.
Yeah, I'm really sorry. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Don't worry.
I had two tabs open, so I've just closed one, so it shouldn't be the problem.
I don't know, but it's still clearing the cache.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just like making observations now at this point. But I guess that's kind of what this series is me being like, all right.
Maybe I'm just doing it to get your attention and keep taking up your screen and see how far up I can go before you start Xing it.
Okay. Je ne sais. Oh, okay. Back over at the code, the clearing of the cache finally worked. So that's good.
Yeah.
And then we're loading. Yeah, see? It did it.
What's it done?
It reloaded, but it's
Is it still the same thing?
Mm-hmm. Wow, my machine is moving so slow.
So I'm looking at your code.
Yeah.
If I go to templates and I go to register an index, and in
Whoa, just
index.
Take off all my nail polish today. What?
We've replaced.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, we shouldn't see any of that text on the page.
Okay. That is worrisome then.
Well, the way that I see it right now is
Yeah, tell me what
you
how do you
have
see it?
you have hello register controller. This is a friendly message come from, and then the 2 bullet points with the links. If you opened up register / index.html.twig, that was where the file that text, all of that existed. We've replaced that and saved it, and yet for some odd reason your browser still sees it.
Can you run me a refresher on Docker? So does it like hot reload as we change it?
Docker shouldn't cache the things. So cache your files, your template files. You would get it in Symfony, and you would get it in your browser. The cat now playing with a cup. But yeah, Docker shouldn't restrict. Shouldn't be caching the things that you're trying to access.
Yeah, look, we don't even have friendly anywhere in the code anymore.
No. Have you got a second browser, or I don't know. I don't know how.
I mean, yeah.
Could you? Either a second browser or try incognito.
I'm in. No, I'm not.
You're in
Yeah.
a profile, aren't you?
Let me open up a new. Oh, I'm in code. Let me open up a new Chrome. That's probably not perfect. Wow.
See, I'm hearing you say wow, and I'm kind of looking forward to seeing on the stream what you're saying.
It's just
wow.
I'm gonna say that there is like probably something wrong with my machine based on how, I don't know, can you tell how weird things are my machine right now?
Is it lagging and
it's like scatterbrained. It like won't
is your fan going nuts?
no.
I could hear something else. Might be the rain.
I get to this point. This is what causes me to snap at my loved ones is when I just. All right, what am I going to localhost?
8081.
Yeah.
Did it load?
See? It's
It's still the same thing.
It is. It is still saying this friendly message is coming from. Interesting.
I wonder if it's an issue with the screen share. We've had 1 or 2 other issues.
You mean live share?
Live share, sorry, yeah, but then I don't know.
But
you've already searched the code and you can't find that.
You just saw me search
friendly.
The whole, I hit Control Shift Command F, and that usually allows me to wait. Control Shift F. What is it? Oh, whoa! That is not what I meant to do. Yeah, friendly. It's not there. It's in friendly errors. Oh, wait, registry? No. These are all in the package lock. Yeah, that's not.
What vendor?
Oh. Okay. I don't know.
I'm a little confused by this.
I know, right? Let's see. It is a ghost. I agree, and he would have gone away with it too if you weren't for those Minglin's. Scooby-Doo-Doo. I mean, what? Do you have to tell it to upload or update somehow? No.
No, it should reflect immediately. We could try out creating another link, another page, and just giving that a go.
Okay. Gotta
Would
get
you
a
like me to
Scooby
do it?
snack. Don't hold back. Yeah, sure.
So okay, so I'm just going to create a test.
And is this you're making a new?
It's in register controller. Sorry.
I see where you are.
And first off, I'm going to just output a test.
Okay.
So if you could go to that localhost 8081/test for me and just see if that outputs the text test.
Yeah. Let's go to browser. Oh,
It does.
my gosh.
Yep. So if I then.
So it works for you, is what you're saying. Wait.
No. I'm trying to see if we can.
Wait, what are you talking about? How could you see that?
What?
Is the ghost
What?
here?
Where?
What are you talking about?
See what?
Did you want me to go to
Big
local 8081 and see /test?
Yep.
But it doesn't have that route.
So it's not picked up my new change.
No. No, it hasn't.
In your command, in your terminal, could you type the whole docker compose exec php?
Yeah.
bin/console.
Yep.
I can't remember which order it is. 1 second.
Oh my gosh, yay, we have a new spam. Wanna be famous. No, stop it. Go away.
You get it? Yep.
Yeah, that's okay. That's fine. Okay.
And then type, I can't remember which order it is. I think it's debug:/router. Debug:/router.
Okay. It's still running. Okay.
It's out. It's given us the test route.
Yeah, it has it as a route. 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 We have this debate every time.
Yep.
But all right, so that is good. But what does that mean then for my cache cookies?
I've got an idea.
Thanks for deleting it.
That's fine. Go to localhost port 4040.
Okay.
This is the Docker status. So you will give out your Docker URL. That is configured. It's a random URL. It won't be your any subdomains that you have.
I'm liking being on this stream, I gotta say. Chat is phenomenal. Localhost 4040 is not up. Is that okay? Wait, what?
Is it 4040?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just looking.
Can you want me to open up like Docker on my computer?
No. Oh, did I not? Sorry, not Docker. Ngrok.
Oh yeah.
Is it not? Did you get it or?
No, I see. I know what you're trying to get the ngrok.
You could go try 0.0.0.0 and 4040.
0.0.0.0 4040 colon 4040.
Yep.
No. What is
Oh, I know why. It's because
What?
we haven't set it up. We need to. If can you see the file that I have open in the ngrok.conf.local?
Can I see it? No, I don't think so, but that's okay. I can open it myself. Which one is it?
Yeah. So in Docker ngrok, there's an ngrok.conf.local.
Yeah.
If we were to rename that to .conf, and then you probably would want to do this privately, but you'd need to get your ngrok auth token, an auth token for ngrok, and put that in there.
Okay. So do you want me to rename it to be not local?
Yes. So take the .local off.
Okay. See.
What basically while you're doing that, what I'm looking to do here is potentially access it from my browser and see if I get the same problem.
Yeah. Okay, so ngrok.conf. And let's see. I need to open up ngrok. And I shouldn't show you this. So
No, you don't want us to see that.
I'll put up the secrets page in a second once I get my terminal. I don't know, everything is moving so slowly. Oh Lord, won't you buy me? Wow, the rain. Okay, ngrok. What is it? 2. Let's put up secrets. Secrets are so fun. They make everything so fun and secret. Secrets. Chicklets. My computer is so slow. All right, auth token for ngrok. Here she blows. Got her. You gotta get a Scooby snack. Don't hold back. Okay. All right. I've saved that into the ngrok. Can you see it now?
No.
It's in the conf.
I can't see that file because it's in the doc git ignore. But as long as you've got those two lines in there, which is the web address and auth token.
Yeah.
And you've saved the token to the auth token, yeah, you should be fine. You might need to run docker-compose -build, is it? Or is it just build? Just checking.
Greg and Lolo, they got big secret keys. Oh my gosh.
It's docker compose build and then -d.
-d. Is that no wait. -d like that? No.
I'm just
that's
checking.
A dash.
Yeah. Add a space before the dash. The hyphen. Sorry.
Got it. I have to pee.
If this is should we revisit this?
No.
In the next stream?
We're so close. Wait. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Wait. Hold on. I got it. That was
It
just
didn't like
options. It didn't like that. So it says services are built once and then tagged as a project service. Oh my gosh.
Okay. Just try docker compose build.
No D.
No.
If I pee my pants, do you think that'll be a first time on Twitch streaming?
I don't know. So. I suspect there probably are people that would have done it intentionally.
Yeah, I feel like it dips into the world of things that we shouldn't be talking about on the corporate stream.
This is the internet, right?
You know, I regret that question. Okay, what would you like me to test now?
So now try 000 4040. In your browser, the
sure.
0.0.
Okay, you want 0.0.0.0, and then colon 4040.
Yep. Is it still down?
Nothing.
That's frustrating.
Did I type it wrong? Sometimes that's it.
This time it's not.
There are diaper wearers during gaming here. Yeah, that's a good point, that you wouldn't want to jump up and get like your games going. This is a gaming platform. So I don't know what to say. It's gonna be a really annoying thing once we figure it out.
It is gonna bug me now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just to entertain me, could you just try again accessing the register page?
Sure. 8081 register.
Yep.
Bada bing. Bada boom. Go. Oh, sorry. I can't motion as much as I normally do with my new setup. Why doesn't... I don't know. Oh, now we have a new error. That's exciting. Attempted to call an undefined method named setVerified. Oh, well, that is a spelling error if I've ever seen one.
It's just waiting for it to load.
So it is in...
There you go, I see it.
You see it? Okay, sorry. I spelled something wrong. So
you have, and that would... Yep.
Where is that?
So if you go back to the source entity, project source entity user.
Okay, let's all go there together. Oh my gosh. Okay. Where is it? Entity user. Okay, entity, drop down entity, user, verified. Verify. Oh, there it is, right there. Verified. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay, so...
And then try reloading the page.
Okay, but...
Fingers crossed.
So what did we do? If this is it, I don't understand still.
I still suspect it's something to do with your browser and caching. As I say, the code is that the code showed what we were expecting.
Right.
We cleared our cache in Symfony.
Yeah.
So there is no cache in Symfony. It could be Docker, but as I say, I don't believe it is.
This is why we
I can only guess it's to do with your browser, but...
Okay, look at the browser right now. It's probably delayed. It's delayed. But guess what? It's not something you're going to be happy with.
It's showing me the old thing. It's really frustrating.
How is this happening? Oh my gosh. Well, you know what? I mean, we have to call it here because we've been out for 2.5 hours and I don't want to take more of your evening. It's much later for him than where we are. Well, I mean, what is time? But, you know.
It's been fun.
Has it? I'm so sorry.
No, I've thoroughly enjoyed it. This is my first stream. Other than demoing on Friday, this is the first time I've been on Twitch, really.
Yeah, well, it's awesome having you, and I love, getting to spend this time together, but I'm just sorry that I wasn't able to... I mean, I definitely learned quite a bit in the patterns, especially in regards to creating with Symfony, but I don't know. I'm perplexed. But I think that that's okay. That's sometimes how we have to end things on Stream World.
Yeah. This is fine. We're not being defeated. We're just postponing it.
Right. So that's a good point. So join us next week. Same time, same place.
Yeah. Come back next Tuesday while we try and debug this.
Well, yes, everyone that is watching, thank you so much for being a part of it today. And helping us in the debugging process and also just, feeling the pain. It's a familiar pain that we all know very well as developers. So it's a safe space. We learn together, hopefully. But yeah, give us a follow so you don't miss it on next time that Greg and I try to make sense of this project. And yeah, together we will get this running. I'm sure of it. But anyhow, I hope you have a lovely rest of your Tuesday. I'm off to go eat some tacos and enjoy a margarita. And I love you all, and I will see you next time on the channel.
See you all on Tuesday.
So long. Goodbye, everybody in the chat.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Okay, ready? Offline. And kill my mic. That's always what I forget to do.